Personally, I don't think it's the Dos Equis guy who's the most interesting man in the world. I think it's this gentleman right here. I mean, think about it. He eats mushrooms and grows to like 3 times his normal size. His girlfriend gets kidnapped every single year. He fights dinosaurs. I think Bowser's a dinosaur. He's got a twin brother named Luigi that he goes clubbing with all the time, and he always wears, well, Mario always wears red. Luigi always wears green. Go figure. Let's see, what else? He goes down pipes, shoots fire when he hits a flower. This, folks, is the most interesting man in the world, and I'm going to help you draw him today. Anyway, now that I've stated the obvious, let's get to the teaching. First thing I want to point out, right underneath this video, there is a step-by-step version of this, and it's going to be on my website, which is merrillk.com. But all you have to do is click the link underneath the video, and it will take you to the step-by-step version of this. Most people know me for my step-by-step videos, so I did this too, but today I'm challenging people to draw along with me. I've got the reference image on the side, and I am doing a sketch. And it might seem that I'm speeding ahead, but you're going to see me erase a lot. I'm somebody who needs to erase, and that's okay. I'm totally comfortable with that. I just have to make sure that I have the proportions correct. And that's actually a interesting point about the proportions. I'll say to you right now that Mario's head is, it's almost like drawing an infant. Because when a baby is born, it's about 3 head lengths down, and Mario is about the same. It's impressive that he's got that 60-inch vertical considering the size of his head. So, anyway, you can use that as a measuring device. It's about 3 head lengths down, and his body is about the same size as his head, and his legs are about the same size as his head as well. I'm just basically breaking the picture down into shapes, the way that I do. This was filmed in a Hangout. Some of you guys might have seen that, Hangout Live Drawing, Google+. And those are on my channel. It's still on my channel if you want to check it out in like super slow motion. But I'm just really focusing on the upper part first, and I'm going to work my way down. You can see me change this leg quite a bit. That's what gave me the most trouble. But what I did that helped me was I looked at the space in between, and there's like almost a rectangular shape in between the 2 legs, and the leg that's up. The leg that's like, almost like a pitcher about to throw, that goes to, it goes down a little bit below the knee, and I used the button as like a reference point as well. I looked at where it was compared to the button, and, I made sure that the knee went there. The feet, I tried to notice the angle. I tried to almost see it, the 2 feet as one shape together, and you could kind of like circle them, and it'll be a big oval that's happening there. That's something that helped me eventually. But you see me moving around the knee. I think it's good, for you to see that I, can kind of struggle with that as well. But I don't add any color. I don't commit to anything until I have it properly rendered. So this is a long video, and we're still towards the beginning. How do you use this resource? It's different than my step-by-step videos. I'm making this for graduates of that. I have a series called You Draw, where you can just render with me, and I teach you how to draw what you see, but applying what you've learned from the step-by-step videos, but just done in a different way. And I do see things as shapes when I draw, but I don't make the shapes that I do for the step-by-step videos. I kind of carve them out, and it's almost like leaving notes to myself. I don't, when I said I carve them out, I don't put the complete shape in. I put parts of the shape in. And I look at the relationships with the different parts of the image that I'm working from. For instance, the arm. There's no space in between the arm that's pointing upwards and the head. There's a shadow there. There's a very strong shadow, but I would kind of like see that as one shape. The last thing that I'm adding is the facial features. I'm working from big shapes to small shapes. So the big shapes that I see, the head shape, the hat shape, both parts of the hat shape, that is. The overalls is a huge shape. That I broke down into like three smaller shapes, each leg and the body. I noticed that the angle that the buttons were going down, they're not straight across. They're kind of curving down. He's got that, I know in drawing it's called contrapposto. He's got that, like realistic, well, it's not realistic, but he's got that, he's not a stiff posture. He does not have stiff posture. He's got very bendable posture. If you notice that the leg that he's jumping from, the side of his body is arched a little bit, and the arm is going off to the side. So those are little things that you have to look for and that you have to plan into your drawing. And you're seeing me edit those little things. For the most part, I have everything done, but I'm still editing that. Now the face, you'll only get the face if you have the shape of the head done correctly. And you're seeing me kind of like edit the chin as I put in the head shape. I wanted to make sure that it's rounded the way that you see in the image. The eyes are in three parts. There's the white of the eye, there's the pupil, and there's the iris. And, they're skewed, compared to a realistic photograph of somebody. They're pretty skewed. Then the mustache, and I had to fit the mouth under there, so what I wound up doing was lowering the chin, and then I had to adjust the surrounding areas. But I see this as a puzzle. I put puzzle pieces together when I draw, or at least when I draw from life, and just try to see it as that. There's a little bit less than one eye length in between the two eyes. That might be helpful for you. Another thing, right there, I have the lower part of the hat as pretty close to the same size as the upper. You're going to see me adjust it a little bit later because there's a significant difference between the two. The mouth was pretty accurate, so I kind of left that. There's the row of teeth on the top, and there's a little bit of red for the tongue. Otherwise, the mouth is dark. And I'm almost done with the drawing part, but the next part you should get a lot out of. I'm going to teach you how I do an illustration, and I'm going to be combining colored pencils and markers to do that. So that's what's coming up. Now, why are markers so cool? It's because you can layer them. They're really like watercolor paint. They're transparent, and really you can see the pencil lines through whatever you put in with the markers. I'm obviously going to put another layer on top of this, but I really like the transparency of the markers, and I also like the strength of their color. And something totally can be transparent and very strong in color. So I'm trying to add a little bit of darkness to the side. I added darker blue to the side, and you're going to see me use some of the gray markers. The gray markers, they come in like sets of 10. Some of them are cool grays, some of them are warm grays. I'm sorry, each one of those is a set of 10. So there's 10 cool grays, there's 10 warm grays. There's another set called French gray, at least with the Ed chart pack. But each one of those has a different tone. One is the lightest. You're seeing me use a 2 right there. And I'm starting to put the darker highlights in, and that kind of gives a little bit more of a depth to the work. And I can choose to leave that empty, or I can choose to put color pencil over that. You'll see what I do in a little bit. I'm doing an outline with a regular pen. I like regular pens. They give you a fine point. I find them very helpful, and they're the most overlooked art supply in the world, I think. I'm using Prismacolor for the red. I own a set of Prismacolor and Ed chart pack markers, and I do recommend them. Everybody talks about Copic. I haven't tried them. I'll put a link to the supplies I use in the video description below also if you guys have more questions. But after I get everything in the right place, that's when I'm doing the outline with the pen. And if I was doing a portrait like I usually do, I never would outline with the pen. But considering this is a cartoon character, I'm not leaving a big outline, but I'm leaving an outline. Um, it takes time to figure out how to use markers because really you can't erase them. They're not erasable, and a lot of people get intimidated with that. But it's all about planning. You plan out your drawing well enough, you'll be able to use them with no problem. I recently had a chance to talk to some really, really great artists. I had a hangout with Zia from I Draw Girls. I had a hangout with Sycra, Evan from Cartoon Block, and I had one from Sophie Chan. So these are all four separate hangouts. I want to raise a point. All four of them said the same thing. They said one of the ways that they got as good as they are is from observing images and trying to draw those images, draw what they see. And that's essentially what I'm trying to teach you how to do here. My original plan for this was I was looking at 4 or 5 reference images, and I was going to do my own, but I was in the middle of the hangout, and I was really struggling to multitask. See, I was having fun there. I got the easy button out. Um, but this is meant to be an exercise for you, so that you can draw along with me. Perhaps pause the video at different points, and if you do a good Mario, just post it as a video response. I always like to see those. Um, let's see. Oh, I see we are about to start the colored pencil part. I just have to get the face, the colors for the face in, which were a little bit more complex. You'll see what I do with that, and the hands. I'm going to use, I have to make sure everything's in its right place first, but you're going to see me use the light grays. And after I use the light grays, then I'm going to get into the colored pencil. I'm sorry. After I use the light grays, I'm going to, put multiple layers of color on. Yeah, so it's gray and then color. You could do that vice versa. But, if you're familiar with painting, this would make sense. With paint, you kind of mix the colors on the side. With markers, you layer it right on top. So it's different. It takes, a bit of getting used to, but it's good stuff. So that's the gray 2%, listen to me, 20%. And, I'm putting the first layer of the mustache in with that. And then I went over it with a gray that was much darker. I think it was 70%. And I'm going to go over it some more with the colored pencil in a little bit. Again, I'm rounding the side. I wanted to give it some depth. And to talk a little bit on the colored pencil, one of the things that I like so much about it is it's kind of like the antithesis or the opposite of the markers. Because you can you could blend and you can mix, and it's very, very difficult, if not impossible, to do that with markers. There's blenders, I know, but they don't work the way that you think if you've never tried them. You could get the colors to bleed into each other, but in terms of blending, not really. The markers are transparent. The colored pencils, on the other hand, run from translucent, which is halfway between transparent and opaque, to almost opaque. So you will be able to see the layer that you're working on with the markers, underneath, but you'll get that second layer right on top, and the refraction of the light, the refracting of the light, that is, that really will make a difference. It'll make your image pop. I was trained as a painter, so my perspective comes from that, and I like the combination of those two because you could get some really sophisticated results with the marker and the colored pencils. So the color pencils that I'm going to use are Prismacolor, and I swear by Prismacolor. I'm not really picky with markers, but with colored pencils, I am. Prismacolor is definitely the way to go. They make a huge difference. The other ones do not even go close to being opaque, or even translucent for that matter. But if you want to layer things, you got to get Prismacolors. And really, I've never tried the student, Prismacolor markers. I'm sorry, pencils. But I know that the professional ones, which go for, I think it's like $1 per pencil, they're definitely good stuff. Big fan of that. Big recommendation. At the end of semesters, that's when you want to buy your supplies, because everybody who has taken a college course and decides, no, art's not for me, they sell their stuff. So, that's when you really want to get your supplies. Just a suggestion that I want to pass on that was passed on to me. Anyway, now you see me adding the layers on the face. And, I'm glad that I just caught that. I'm using, it's called bleed-proof paper, and that helps prevent the markers from running. And that was a question that was asked in the Hangout that I didn't mention so far, but bleed-proof paper, and that helps tremendously with the markers, not with the colored pencils per se. I zoomed in on the face, and you can see the details that I'm putting in. I'm going to smooth everything out a little bit later. And yes, you can put the markers on top of the colored pencils. You want to, you can't rinse off your markers, but you want to kind of rub them on another sheet of paper after you do that so that you get the wax out of them. But, I've been using the same markers for years and combining them with colored pencils. I have not had problems. It hasn't clogged up my markers at all because I take the precaution and I get all of the not graphite, all of the pigment and wax out of them. I'm putting that kind of heavy outline in. Well, not heavy, but I'm putting the outline in with the black colored pencil. Not around the eyes. There's nothing around the eyes, but just on the outside of the body. We want to exaggerate the roundedness of it. And I don't want it to be just a simple outline. I want it to be a little bit of a slight blend. As his cheeks turn, you're going to see me add that. His eyebrows go right into the bill of his hat, and there's a shadow that you're going to see me add to in a little bit. I recommend that you work big. If you're doing a small Mario, you're not going to be able to get the details in that I got in. Mine is on a, pretty much regular sized piece of paper. Obviously it's marker paper, but, it helps to draw big because you can get those details in. That's a pretty big tip that I can give you. Of course, it takes a little bit longer, but, I'm using a few different blues for the overalls. It just varies the color. When you look at it, it looks like I used one blue, but it's got those very slight shadows in there. Shadows is the wrong word. Transitions, between the two blues. I just don't want it to be flat, so I use, more than one color. There's other artists that do similar techniques on YouTube. I know Sophie Chan, 90, does this, combining markers with colored pencils. She's a little bit more dependent on markers than I am. She does not make mistakes the way that I do, just being honest there. Also, Krilly does similar stuff. He uses watercolor paint, and you can totally combine watercolor paint, colored pencils, and markers. Obviously you don't want, your markers to go into really super wet watercolor paint, but, dried watercolor paint, you can do that. That's not a problem. Alright, so we're in the last minute of the video, and for those of you who've been following me for a while, this is a departure for me. I've gotten a lot of Mario requests, and I didn't quite know what to make of them. Love the game, grew up on the game, and, I do the Wii Mario now. That's a fun game, Super Mario Galaxy, but, this is kind of a departure from what I usually do. I want to know in the comments and through the likes, through hitting the like button, if you want to continue, if you want me to continue on this path, or if you want just the classic step by steps. Want to remind you again that I'm going to have a step by step for this on my website. All you have to do is hit the link in the video description. But otherwise, I am very curious what you guys think. Should I continue with this, or should I, should I do what I usually do? But anyway, I want to say thank you to everybody for watching, and check out some of my other videos, and please subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so already. Thank you.